In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Graph Builder, how to do distribution, and how to use analysis tools. Starting with Graph Builder, we have a window, spaces for X and Y, two variables, and some additional spaces for grouping X variable, Y another variable, or grouping Y variable, overlay, adding color, spectrum of colors, depending on the values of a variable, and other things. We start with a simple graph, relationship between total fat and calories in candy bar. So dropping total fat into X area and calories of candy bars into Y area. We'll have distribution of the points and a line best fit to these points. We can change the format of the line, for example, connecting the points, and the points that are used for connection are based on a summary statistic used here, mean. We can change that mean to median, minimum, or maximum, and each point represents now the mean of all observations with the same total fat. If we want to see the points, we can right click and add points, or use the icon above to make it a smooth line. You can also change the smoothness by moving this slider. We can save this work, so that if we close the file, we can open the file again and have this work already saved. You can open it, don't need to create the graph one more time. From the red drop down of Graph Builder, go to Script, Save Script to Data Table. We can see Graph Builder is added here. I'm closing this graph. From this drop down, I can edit the script. This is a save the script. I can change the name, run this script. When running the script, we'll have exactly the same window we saved. We can filter the data. For filtering the data, we have global and local filters. For example, we're going to have the graph for a very specific brand. This is the hidden menu, the tiny bar here. If you move the mouse over, you will have the menu expanded, and local data filter will be added to the same window. We can add any of these variables as the criteria for the filter. I'm adding brand, select brand and add. So these are different brands. I can select one brand, and as you see, the checkboxes show and include. That means this brand, any observation of this brand is included and nothing else. If I hold Ctrl key and select a second brand, now I have these two brands selected, all observations for these two brands, and nothing else. If I clear the filter, I will have all those observations included. So when we filter and we want to save our work with the filter, we go to the top drop down for the Graph Builder, not for the local data filter. Go to Script and then save a script for all objects to data table. We have two objects here, the graph and the filter. Again, it saves as Graph Builder. I can change the name so that I know this is the filtered graph, and now we'll run the script. We'll have exactly the same setting, the filtering and the graph. If you need to show additional information on a graph, for example, ounce per package visually, we'll select this variable and drag and drop it into color zone. we do have a spectrum of colors here, and then based on them we can judge the points. The blue is on the lower side and the red upper side. Now we go to distribution. Open distribution tool. We can add any type of variable for distribution. I'm adding brand, calories, and saturated fat. So I do have 3 variables. One of them is nominal. We will have 3 different distributions. Each variable shows information about the distribution. Frequency of brand. We can see these bars, a histogram, and then the count of those observations. So many of them are just 1, and then 29, a total of 75. It's simple because the variable is nominal. That's all information we can have. But then, if you look at the distribution and summary statistics of a continuous variable, calories, that's a number. From a number, we can have summary statistics. We can see the histogram, we can see all quantiles, minimum and maximum, and the summary statistics, the mean, standard deviation, and other things. The count of observations is 75. If you're going to see more summary statistics, go to the drop down from summary statistics, customize, and we have a long list of summary statistics. For example, sound variance, minimum and maximum, we already have them, and the range, you can add them and click OK. They will show up on your list. On top of the histogram, you'll see a box plot. The box shows the interquartile range, the first through third quartile. The line in the middle of the box shows the median. And the diamond you see here, the middle of the diamond is the mean. The whiskers out of the box go 1.5 interquartile range. Well, interquartile range is the difference of the first and third quartile. And any observation beyond those points is considered an outlier. So we do have a few outliers here on the right side, on the higher side, and one outlier on the lower side in distribution of calories. The red bracket shows the 50% densest area of observation. And we see same thing, same detail about saturated fat here also. Focus on the difference of information we get from a continuous variable and a nominal variable. We can also apply a filter here if we need to, and we can save this work. Go to script, save a script for all objects to data table. We do have 3 objects here, 3 distributions. So when we close this, we do have a distribution saved. You can edit, change the name, and can always run this script and have exactly all those graphs and summary statistics. For the orientation of graphs, the default on my computer is stacked. You may see less visual. The orientation of your histogram and box plot is different. If you want to change them, rotate them, make them horizontal, go to the top drop down and stack. I will go back to Graph Builder and show the distribution of one continuous variable across a categorical variable, a nominal variable. Calories into Y area and brand into X area. Since brand or X variable here in this graph is a nominal variable, the values for each one of those brands are stacked on top of the brand. So the best graph for this type of distribution is a bar graph, or to show more details, box plot. A box plot shows a distribution with some level of detail for each one of those brands. If you want to see all those points, right-click in Graph Area and add points, so you can see all those points. Some of those brands have just one observation in the sample, but those with more than one, they show a distribution box plot, shows the minimum, maximum, outliers, and the median point of those brands. Now, what happens if we filter the data? I will go on top of the window, expand the hidden menu, and use local data filter, add brand, and from the brand I select just Hershey. This is what we have. That's the box plot just for one brand. If I select another brand, M&M, for example, holding Control key and selecting that, we do have two box plots. And I can save this window for later. Going to Graph Builder, Script, save script for all objects if I'm going to save the settings for data filter as well. Fit Y by X is a platform for just two variables, as the name says, X and Y. So for example, if you're going to look at the relationship of total fat and calories, calories is Y and total fat as factor, both continuous variables. Down here we can see two continuous variables make a bivariate fit or regression analysis, a categorical Y and continuous X, it will be logistic regression. If we do have a continuous variable as Y and categorical variable as X, this will be one-way analysis or ANOVA. We'll look at this later. And then two categorical variables will make a contingency table. So if we click OK, then we'll have a base platform for bivariate analysis. From there we can do different analysis fitting line or mean or polynomial and other options. We will see a few of these methods later.